Unknown. Unknown.
Oh, oh, that's right. It ain't a little strange. Don't worry. There's no nightmare before Christmas. Yeah, yeah. This is just the Wade Wilson of hip hop in the house. Yeah, and that means it's time for the questionnaire. And if it's time for the questionnaire, I got my my coughing homie in the background here. Can't even keep his. We won't talk about what it is down, but that is the religion of hip hop. It's what we go to practice. That's
Shush.
another note. All together, Hardaway, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself? How about you, my good sir?
Well, real quick, I gotta flip that around because I had to have it flipped around different so I could do that little hat change at the beginning. But what are you gonna do, man? Like I said, it's a little bit of a different special thing because we like to switch it up here over the questionnaire because it is a quest. So today we've got Cristian Santos in the house. How you doing today, man?
What up, Dogs? Chilling, chilling. Just here watching the Yankee game, playing the Mets.
If we're gonna get into a sports conversation, I'm gonna leave because I know dick all about it,
Oh
man.
no, 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 no. We can speak comics and hip hop all day. I
I'm
can
gonna, I'm
cover
gonna,
all the subjects.
yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'll leave you with Hardaway, man. I'm gonna,
And I would have
unless we're
called you
talking
his favorite curse word.
whatever. It's not like you didn't do it. It's not like
Oh,
you
you
didn't
ready?
do
You
it in.
ready?
Wait, real quick. It's not like you didn't do it in episode 7, fool. Don't be talking no smack, huh?
Headache,
Oh,
man.
I made Hardaway real quiet about his headache. You know what I mean? That's what she used to say. But I wasn't down with that either. That's a whole different
I
point. But
really
this,
did have a headache. Now, don't.
Hardaway, let me see your shirt.
It's Jujutsu Kaisen.
Badass, man, badass. I still haven't seen the movie, the prequel movie. I'm trying to see it.
I'm a
Um,
I'm a little more basic.
yeah.
All right, I'm a little more basic too.
Hey, Doom.
Ah,
Uh,
hell yeah, man.
That's one of
Well,
my favorite
man,
villains.
Christian, there's so many places we could go with you. But I like to throw my co-hosts under the bus. You can check out both the podcasts on pretty much every episode if you want to see me do it more. It's the Hardaway. You know what the first question is.
I do?
You better. It's not that hard. See, I don't think I ever threw you under the bus as much as I have my brother DKB. But let bro, we gonna start doing it with you just as often because I think it's funny, right? You don't know what the first question we always ask the artist or guest or whoever writer? Like, come on, man. It's easy.
What's your favorite food?
my
I'm
favorite
what
food?
we well, hold on, Christian. I'm I'm gonna I'm gonna kick my co-host ass over here. Like, what is this, dude? He already said that. We're not worried about that. This is not the Killer Factor conundrum questions. That's the end of the chosen world. No. The first question is, man, what made you get up and pick up that pen and decide to start doing all the art you do?
Oh, see,
Oh,
he wanted to be stereotypical. We could change it up a little bit. But
Well, that's the first question. Depending on look, that's the yeah, man. Because look, we're gonna get
all right,
unstereotypical and probably way insane later. So
he's
we
gonna
gotta
ramble.
we gotta start
What made
somewhere.
you pick up that pen?
well, what inspired me? Or I don't know. I just once I started reading comics, like I was a little into art before that. But once I started reading comics, I was like 12 years old, and I couldn't even read at that age. I was like, at 12 years old, I still couldn't read. So I can read only because of comics. And then, sorry, Judge just hit another home run, but go ahead.
Ah,
Um,
no, you're good, man. Good. No, I was. It kind of makes me happy to hear things like that because I feel like comics, for some reason, don't get enough credit for the amount of literacy they cause.
yeah, man, I was one of those kids that they
Yeah.
used to just pass because I was bad. So basically, I learned how to read at a late age, and nobody knew that. So basically, shortly after that, because my first comic was actually a Batman, but I'm
Do
not
you
really.
remember? Yeah, I
Excuse me?
was curious if you remembered what, like what Batman.
It was Batman Detective. I don't remember the exact number, but it was a Batman detective. I think I know Penguin. Penguin was the featured bad guy. And but maybe like months after that, my brother-in-law, the guy who ended up being my brother-in-law, got me into X-Men. And then after that, I was just strictly a Marvel baby. And then when I started reading X-Men, and I saw Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee, even Rob Liefeld, who has become like a pun. Like Rob Liefeld was my original inspiration to draw. I won't diss him, but I did grow out of him being my main influence.
Hey, look, as the Wade Wilson of hip hop, I can't say nothing negative about Rob Liefeld.
Exactly. It's like I get mad when I hear people dissing him all the time. Like, I mean, you wish that you could influence that many people. Like by the time they put a fork in, you know, that guy he influenced a whole generation of artists.
Not even that. You wish you could create a character.
Oh, that too. Yeah,
go on to be that iconic, because especially I'd say within the past 6 years, Deadpool reached a whole nother level of you know who this character is. I don't care if you've never. I don't care if you hate comic books.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Levi? Do you remember the Levi's commercial?
That had Deadpool in it?
No, the one that Rob Liefeld made.
Oh no, not for me.
He had a Levi's commercial directed by Spike Lee. Look it up. And I remember telling my mom, "Look, he's a comic artist, and he got a commercial. I can do that too." That ass. Look it up. You probably still find it on YouTube.
I will definitely.
Rob Liefeld has a Levi's commercial.
Yeah. That's one of the first things I'll probably be doing after this interview.
I found out recently that it was actually directed by Spike Lee. That's something I found out not too long ago, but I always remember that commercial.
That makes that so phenomenal. I mean, that's very impressive. It's just impressive. Yeah, but hey, Rob Liefeld ain't to the point, right? We'll hopefully get to him later when he comes and joins us on our quest to pay tribute to the greatest interview.
Hold on, no,
But no, what?
Everything just keeps disconnecting and reconnecting. All
on
right.
your end? Because I got everything fine, Hardaway.
No, it was on my end. It was my Bluetooth.
Why do you keep on having Claw? Dude, I don't know what you did to Claw. I don't know why you made him so mad on episode 2. Like you had to end him in a rap battle, and now he's even madder because you had better bars, and like it's ridiculous.
I don't know, man.
Stop. I swear on my life, dude, I'm sick of it. But on to my point, man. Like you said, X-Men was something you very much get into. I love the fact that is your favorite comic book then and now. And I'm curious, man, out of everyone that we've had fill out the pre-show question, I think you're the only person that had the same answer for that. What is it about the X-Men that makes you think that it's something that you can gravitate to at almost any age? Because I do fully agree with you in that, especially if you look at not just the X-Men, but the entirety of the X-Force, X-Factor, the New Mutants, all of them.
I mean, there's no reason for me to gravitate towards anything else. It's not like Avengers. Avengers became popular because we all know why it became popular. It's because Marvel didn't have the rights to the real characters, so they so they decided to put the stuff that they didn't have the rights for, and then started doing a bunch of propaganda for the Avengers and stuff like that. So a lot of the new generation became Avengers fans, but they didn't, but that doesn't mean to me that they were the number one. Like I've always been an X-Men guy, and I never saw a reason to change. Like even when the stuff was going on, the Marvel was basically neglecting the mutants. Like if you look through my art, I made a mock print, and it's Cyclops holding up the X saying mutant lives matter, and it was basically to Marvel, because it's like just because you don't got the rights to them doesn't mean that you gotta neglect them and treat them like like a stepchild. And that used to annoy me, but I wasn't gonna cross over to Avengers just because of that. Like I still kept reading my X-Men.
Can I say though, I feel like that has a lot to do with the fact that after they were purchased by Disney was kind of trying to kill them in the comics, therefore they could acquire the rights back, because I think Like I'm absolutely positive Kevin Feige is annoyed as hell. He doesn't just straight up have the rights to Spider-Man and all the characters. I'm absolutely positive there are moments where that drives that dude absolutely insane, especially
Of
based on the
course,
fact, yeah,
of
they're about
course.
to do, yeah,
It's like I tell
everything they're
people,
about to do.
I tell people that Marvel tries to convince people these days that their big three is Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man. But everybody who's been reading comics for as long as we have, or as long as me, knows that Marvel's big three is actually Hulk, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. By popularity, those are the three.
Now, I will agree with the Wolverine, and I will definitely agree with Parker because
You don't
I've
think
read comics.
you don't think Hulk is
No,
you don't think that
No,
Hulk is top three? Most popular.
Immortal
I'm not
Hulk.
talking about your. I'm not talking about your favorite. I'm not
no,
talking
no,
about his favorite or my
No,
favorite.
he ain't
I'm just
wrong.
talking
I
I
about pure
know
popularity.
yeah, no, I
he
know.
is
I'm just
not
honestly
unknown.
trying to
I
think
mean,
about it, like, because like my favorite is Deadpool. I mean, that's my favorite Marvel character.
I
Period.
no
And
no
I
Hulk
would
is not
say,
my favorite.
yeah,
Hulk is not my favorite. I'm just saying
no,
popularity
oh,
wise
I
when you
know.
talk to everybody. Like if
yeah,
you made a poll worldwide, Hulk would be up there, top three.
he
I
ain't
mean,
wrong.
but I only think it would be top three if you did it in the 90s, like 90 to 95. If you did it now and you just ran a poll of who's the most popular Marvel character, I think you would get an array of different things. And I honestly think Deadpool would probably be up there based on the
Of
films
course
he's done.
you're gonna get
Yeah.
an array, yeah.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, more people because we're still out there, we're still alive.
Yeah.
So
But
at
you
the end of the
really
day, Hulk will still be up there.
but do you think I'm curious though, because I agree, like I said, if you did that in 90 to 95, that's
No,
probably a pretty
I think he'll still be up there. I think he'll still be up there because
well,
it's not like we're boomers. We're not dying out. We're still here. So it's like we're still gonna vote, and we outnumber the new guys because the new guys don't really read comics the way we did.
well, you know what? That brings me to another point that's been
hey,
brought up on several past interviews. But let's ask. I'll let Hardaway ask something if he's gonna.
now, I wanted to add on to that real quick and whatnot. The Immortal Hulk alone in his first like little stint sold over 100,000 copies. In his first run, his first print was
I
100,000.
didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. But
So
look, it just
it's like Hulk is always going to be in that top three and whatnot, bro. It's like he's the reason the Wolverine is even in there. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to remember that one. The only reason why Wolverine's there is because of the Hulk. But
That is very true.
so I actually do have a question for you because it blew my mind. Awesome on Braveheart. That is like I like that movie
oh yeah,
too.
Braveheart is.
It's a good movie, but you threw me for a loop when you said natural born killers though.
I,
No?
I I hated that movie always,
You know what? And it's funny
and
because
it never grew on me either.
I love those two actors. You know what I mean? But I agree, dude. There's something about that film, which is crazy because I normally like really crazy, psychotic films. There's something about that film that just never like I never really enjoyed either, and I even went back to try to watch it. Probably
Yeah,
like
I've tried also. It's just not an enjoyable movie to me.
I can relate, Christian. I can truly relate on that. But apparently Hardaway is a
No,
telling us
that's why I put it there because I know enough. I know a lot of people hate, but I know a lot of people love Natural Born Killers, so that's why I put it there. And I was like, to me, it's one of the
Woo!
worst movies ever.
I had not ever seen enough. I read the synopsis of that, and that story seems really ass backwards.
Dude,
Oh, I haven't even read enough.
she trains for like 2 months or a month, and all of a sudden she's an assassin, and then she does all this just to beat up her husband. All of
All
a
right,
sudden she, that's all you gotta know. But it's J Lo, so
all right. Whatever. We digress from comics far too much. So let's put this back, man. You said a moment ago that like the young cats don't read comics as much as the older. And again, this is something that's been brought up on the quest that is the questionnaire several times, right? As far as if you go to conventions and such, it's mostly 30 plus individuals that are there that are buying the books. Um, Even though, what was it? It was either Javon or Ariel. Man, look, it was episode 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. It was one of those, right? Go watch them all. Where somebody brought up that one of the best-selling books was a children's book. Still, you know what I mean? But I'm curious, what do you think it is that's taking it to where like teenagers just don't read comics as much as they used? Because I knew when I was a kid, dude, like I needed to go to the comic book store every Wednesday, and see what was up, see what dropped, check. Get the new X-Men book that was the huge link into the Age of Apocalypse. That was an awesome storyline. That like stuff like
I
that.
I credit it to somewhere along the line because a lot of people try to say that it was always nerdy, but to me it wasn't always nerdy. To me it was like all of us did it, even the cool kids. Like I was never considered a nerd and stuff like that. But somewhere along the line, even Star Wars, like if we got lumped in with the nerds, and then it's like, oh, if you read comics, you don't get girls, stuff like that. That became like a stigma. So that might be the problem. It's still like that. Like still like it looked at nerd culture. But when I was
How
growing
can
up, it
you?
wasn't. When I was growing up specifically, I like, even though people would disagree with me, some people disagree with me. I don't think it was a nerd culture when I grew up. I didn't. I just thought it was something like
Real
comic
quick,
art was always cool to me.
I got to date you, Christian. How old are you?
I'm 45.
Okay, I'm 38, so you got a little bit on me. But I mean, there was a stigma I know for certain when I was reading comics. Like I'd take them to school. It was definitely considered nerdy and this and that. And I never understood it. It's a piece of literature with art within it so whatever. But why do you think it's odd to me that you think that's still a stigma? And I mean, I think that perhaps it is, but especially looking at the fact that um you can't look left or right within the entertainment industry without finding something that's comic book related. And even to the point where there's so
It
much that's comic book related that people will consume these mediums and not even realize they're from comics. I think the best instance of this is probably uh, From Hell, which stars Johnny Depp. I don't know how many people have no idea that that's a comic book. Case
um
in point, the person sitting beside me, but that's neither here nor there.
no, I think the reason why people aren't reading comic books isn't because they think it's nerdy or anything of the sort. For the comic itself, it's the the act of reading, because you'll go around and you'll see the gangster of gangster to the preppy of prep who will tell you their favorite superhero, their favorite villain, the favorite story they remember as a kid, to the one as an adult. They'll all tell you what their favorite blah
Look
blah
at
blah 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 is.
look at Wu Tang. Wu Tang. Most of their nicknames are from the comics.
Shout out to Judah Priest of the 144, man. Check out the Chosen World. Yeah, that's on that Wu Tang clip, or that Wu Tang tip right there. Well, you can check out the Chosen World over on the 144 or 144 Chosen Few podcast channel and get way more into that because I know for a fact Judah is heavy into comics. You know what I mean? And I mean he's from the Brooklyn Zoo or the Brooklyn Zoo, which is part of which is a Wu Tang affiliate. You know what I mean? And yeah, you're right. I mean, if you look and listen to any of the Wu Tang Clan's music. But you have to. I think it's the fact that you have to listen to it kind of as you have to have knowledge of those things, elsewise you don't catch them. You know what I mean? Like I did an interview not to bring up a bunch of crap that I did on the Chosen World, but I did an interview with Grayson, who's a nerdcore rapper, and he's like, I rate your bars as far as like, oh, did you say like I'm flying around like Superman, right? Like that's pretty weak, It was a pretty weak reference. And I was like, oh, I gotta have you rate one of mine that no one's probably ever gonna hear, which is that Cesarian had a nice ride. I think I'll take it over. He gave it a 7 out of 10. I was pretty happy with that. But it makes sense because that's the kind of stuff the Wu Tang Clan did. You know what I mean? It was a level where you had to have knowledge of it, but you really weren't going to catch it because I'm sure you know what I mean by Cesarian had a nice ride, right? See,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming everyone watching, or at least most of the people watching, are like, oh, Lobo. But I know for a fact just that line within there does not come across as a comic book line unless you have the knowledge of a Cesarian. Do you think like what do you think about that? About the fact that like obviously comic book culture is huge. It permeated into hip hop, and hip hop is permeated into everything. All right. So I want to take back to my question. Why do you think it's still a stigma around it, dude? It's permeated into hip hop. It's permeated into all of pop culture to the point where, like I said, it's not even noted everything that's put out
Uh,
entertainment wise. That's
I'm gonna
comic book.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you again. Is because a lot of girls are not into it. Like the girls that are into it are basically part of nerd culture, but mainstream girls are not into it. So if they're not into it, they don't want their man to be into it. And you know that we do stuff to please women.
Well, let me ask you this then. Why do you think that is? And this is you can go back and listen to the interview we had with Matt Hawkins, because I know for a fact, like Top Carol creates books specifically that are designed more for a female audience. You know what I mean? I think Swingers is a good example of
Uh,
this. There's
I'm,
a
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say something. Oh, this we're not talking about sports. Don't worry. But the WNBA was created for women. They don't watch
oh
it.
look, have you
They don't
seen
watch it.
have you seen Bill
Yes,
Burr's Lisa?
I seen it, but he's like my spirit animal. He's like says the same things I've been saying for years. So that's what I'm trying to think. It was
Just for
created for
any,
the,
yeah, go
but they
ahead.
don't watch it, so it's not. So it's like now it's like there's a lot of comics that I tailored to them. Yeah, the few that read it, the few that read comics are into it, but it's not attracting the ones that the ones that don't read comics. They don't care. They can care less. But yet, it's we still read it.
I think it's
That's
because most of those women who the mainstream women don't realize that the only reason why they got that nice iPhone is because of nerds. The only reason why they driving around in that nice little electrical car, nerds. The only reason why they house can clap on and clap off and ask Siri for everything that they need, that's because of us. So their whole entire existence is easy because those comic reading nerds.
well, and I think it's funny to relate back to Bill Burr, man. As far and I agree, man, spirit animal for real. Like Bill Burr, I love him as a comedian, but the point he made as far as they like, why would you like you don't want to watch the NBA or the WNBA? You don't want to read comic books that are featuring females, female characters that are written by females and female artists. You don't support any of that. Instead, you go watch the new Housewives of A, B, C, D, wherever the hell they're doing the show from now, which is literally just a bunch of women tearing one another apart. And then you wonder why you mentally are on some raw. Well, that's because it's all the medium you contain is raw. Why? Why do you think people don't understand that, man? I'm really curious. Like, and I know that's not really a comic book related question, but it does make me very confused. Like, why would you watch something that encourages animosity towards the people you hang around, as opposed to watch something that encourages camaraderie?
Listen, if we keep talking about this, we're gonna be labeled Ansel and stuff like that. So
Ooh, you
We're gonna
gonna
be labeled
cancel us,
what?
bro? You about
they're
to
gonna label
cancel
us
us?
Ansel and stuff like that. So let's let,
You straight? You
You
let's
need to
can
not
cancel
let's
stop.
try
me
You
let's
from
you
the
try not
fact
to.
that I.
you
Hey,
need to
look,
just
let me
calm
clarify.
down.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify. Not only the Real Housewives, but my full opinion is pretty much all reality television except for the Joe Schmo show. That shit was funny. All right, the Joe
do my
Schmo show was hilarious, but you can only do it once and do
do
it once properly.
my guilty pleasure for a couple of years has been all the hip hop reality shows. So I don't want to really do something like that, including Black Ink. Black Ink and all the hip hop reality shows were my guilty pleasure for a long time. Still are.
I have not watched any of those. I'll be real honest. I'm not a fan of reality television.
I don't think they're good. Like I said, they're guilty pleasure. It's like that's why I know where Cardi B came from.
No comment. All right, let's move on before we do get canceled. Right. So, your favorite comic book movie was Avengers Infinity War, which again I think is funny. It's something that we've got answered several times. Several people have answered either Endgame or Infinity War. Um, Now, you gave another answer that's very interesting, especially based on the fact that your favorite comic is the X-Men. So, you think everything produced by Fox X-Men wise, or are you saying specifically the X-Men films?
Everything
Besides
they
the
made
two.
after
Besides the first
everything
two.
they made out after the second film is it's either bad or it just doesn't like because the exact question was, did it do the comic justice? So even though sometimes some of the stuff that came after that was all right, but it was so off canon that it was only doomed to fail afterwards.
I like Days of Future Past. I think they did
Exactly.
that.
See, a lot of people like Days of Future and the one that came before it, First Class, but they were both so off canon that you knew they were eventually gonna mess up. They got lucky. They got lucky that the stuff they changed around didn't mess up those films. But they got so comfortable doing that once it came to the Apocalypse and the Phoenix one, they made disasters.
I'll take a sip to that, man, because yeah, it's just water, by the way.
Because
It's
First
flavor,
Class,
but
was a good movie, but they changed a lot.
Yeah, they did change a lot, but it
And the
was
only
good.
and the only reason why I thought it was good is because they focused on, in my opinion, the best character in comics, Magneto. So that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why I think First Class was good.
See, and you go to the fact as far as they broke in, like I'm trying to remember the entire class of First Class. Did it even have any of the original five? Well, Beast was in there, wasn't he?
Beast was in there, and yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. I mean, short of that, it was none of the original five. So I get your point on that. And as far as it moving away, I'm curious though, man, because you say all the X-Men Fox. Are you including the New Mutants film and Deadpool films?
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking of Deadpool. Deadpool, I enjoyed Deadpool. I really wasn't thinking about the Deadpool film. But New Mutants was garbage. Logan was a good, but again, they changed a lot of stuff.
They didn't
Yes,
have the
they
rights to Hulk,
did.
man.
Yes,
You
they
can't do Old
did.
Man Logan. Yeah, you can't do Old Man Logan, which is the storyline they were trying to do. Just to be clear, without having the rights to every Marvel character that exists, pretty much, if memory serves me proper, as far as from reading that, because I know Hawkeye was in it.
Hey,
I know Hulk was in it. Yeah, so that's so I'm curious then, man. Are you excited for the fact that they've got those properties now?
Yeah, but it's like now we gotta wait to 2025, I think, because their contracts are not over or something like that. I mean, it's like I feel like I'm gonna be 60 years old by the time we get a real X-Men movie.
Hey, you got one, the first two. You just be happy with the fact. Come on, man.
Dude, we waited
Look,
a long time. We waited a long time for those movies. Period. I mean, we waited a
I'll
long
give you
time.
a shit. But let me ask you, man, when you were initially reading comics back in the day, did you ever?
You sound like you're underwater right now.
yeah, bro. I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know why. Have you been messing with Livewire, bro?
did you send Chloe? What?
No, I didn't say claw at you. Claw ain't doing nothing. Looks sound more like Livewire's messing with you.
I sound there.
Well, because you keep going in and out of signal and everything, bro. You turn
Yeah, yeah.
green.
All right, I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed. But I am the unknown factor, and if things are gonna find a
Yeah,
way to mess with the situation, it certainly will. But we'll get back to it.
you
I'm clear now. That's what you're telling me.
yeah, you
Yeah,
are now.
you're pixelated, but I can hear you.
All right. As long as I ain't pixelated on his end, man, I frankly don't give a damn. I'm the unknown factor.
You
No,
just
Sometimes it goes apart or
unpixelated.
goes back together.
you're
Yeah,
You
good
that's
just
now.
right.
yeah, you're
You're good
fine.
now,
You
though.
just unpixelated. All right,
That's,
so
that's good, man. I come to pieces and I go back together, right? Proceed, Hardaway.
all right, I got something to ask you and whatnot. I'm trying to figure out. You said your superpower style.
My personal superpower, yeah, man.
See,
Personal
I've come to the
superpower.
conclusion. We've listed that question slightly confusingly because what I mean is if you could pick one
I
superpower.
know you did. I know you did that. That's why I
Oh,
said
okay.
okay. I was like, does it mean if you can pick one or what's your personal one? So my personal one is Todd. But if you wanted to ask me if I can pick one, I gotta give that one a little thought.
All right. Well,
I
while
was
you think
actually,
about that, I gotta talk about your style though. All right.
dude.
So you wearing Victor Von Doom, which is that's my favorite villain. That's my favorite villain right there. One, we share the same name, but
I got, I got, I got, I got. You haven't seen the whole thing though. I got Spider-Man on the back. So I don't know if you can tell. You can see?
Oh,
Like this is
oh,
a secret.
um,
This is for Secret
that's a
Wars. These are two
oh.
Secret Wars covers.
Okay, so we do. He has confirmed his superpower, ladies and gentlemen. He has confirmed his superpower.
yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty. I'm a little jealous of your shirt, Christian. I can't lie.
That was style. That was style S
That's
class, man.
yeah, that's pretty phenomenal. That's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Well, let's cut to that then, man. As far as we're talking to these movies, you think they'll be able to adapt the Secret Wars properly? And what one do you think they're gonna pick?
If they're gonna probably mix them. You know that
See,
they're
that's
gonna
what I'm
mix.
thinking.
They're gonna mix them, but you can't have Secret Wars without the mutants. So I don't know. I mean, Marvel hasn't really done anything that bad, but I just don't see them having. I don't know. They have. I don't see them being able to do a successful Secret Wars without the mutants.
Didn't they just get their rights back?
Yeah, but they're not gonna. Like I was saying earlier, they don't. According to what I've been hearing, they won't be able to do anything X-Men related until 2025 because a lot of the people are still under contract. My opinion is Disney should just buy out those contracts. It's not like they're not billion-dollar contracts. Like,
Oh, they probably already are, Christian. If they're not already in the process of buying, because I don't know if y'all watched Miss Marvel. I kind of did. It was okay, but like Hawkins said, I think the Marvel universe is getting to the point where they're producing so much. It's like the comic books. Not everything is for everyone. There's like like the big events are made for everyone, but then they might make like this series or that series, and it's specifically aimed towards a different or a particular age group or something like that. You know what I mean? Because obviously Miss Marvel is way more aimed towards younger.
dude,
Um,
I enjoyed I enjoyed it. I
all
enjoyed
right,
it.
dope, bro. I'm glad you did. I mean, it was all right. I'll be real honest.
It was
It
accurate. It
was
was exactly what it should have been, and that's what
yeah.
people don't understand. It's exactly what it should have been. It was accurate.
That's
They
Miss
changed her
Marvel's
power.
just
They changed her
uh,
power a little bit, but it was understandable because what's the name? There's no Inhumans until now. Like,
well. There's two reasons I think they really changed her power. One, way cheaper CGI, right? Way cheaper to CGI what they did as opposed to what her actual power is. Two, do you really want a person that can do pretty much exactly what Mr. Fantastic can do when you're about to introduce the Fantastic Four?
I always thought that her powers were more like Apocalypse than Mr. Fantastic.
But you've got to admit, in sheer appearance,
I
they
know what you
look
mean, though.
very, very
I know
Mr.
what you mean. I know
Fantastic.
what you
You
mean.
know what
Yeah,
I
I know what
mean?
you mean.
And I could see just from looking at it as marketing and everything you're bringing in that you wouldn't want somebody that looks so close to Reed based on the fact that you're about to bring him in and make him a very prominent like they're about to push the absolute crap out of the Fantastic Four as a team. You know what I mean?
Do you think they're gonna stay with Krasinski?
Um, okay, I have heard Sam Raimi say that was completely just them giving it was a fan service because
So
everybody was saying they
Feige,
wanted him.
Feige, Feige said that also, but
Yeah, so I don't
honestly,
I don't think from yeah.
you don't think he's coming back?
Well, no, go ahead. No, I just saying. No, I was agreeing as far as I mean. You've heard it from the two people you've heard it from. If he comes back, I'll be very, very surprised based on the fact that the two people that have said
I
that.
think I think it's stupid if he doesn't come back though, because they already got the perfect actor for it. He's perfect for it. The fans want him. He wants it. Why not?
Um, I don't know, man. I think there are parts of Reed that I'm not going to give an opinion one way or the other. I think it would be better to find someone that wasn't so well known personally,
He's
for a
not that.
character
He's not
that
that
big.
well. He's not that big.
I mean, well, and no, I mean he's definitely not going to be as big as that would make him, because that's Mr. Fantastic. If you go and you play that world properly and it's within the MCU, that should be the thing that you can retire on, and that's the truth of it. Like Tony or like Robert Downey Jr. I'm positive could retire right now and just have Iron Man residuals to live on, and he'd be living better
Uh,
than all of
he
us.
made $500 million. He made $500 million off Disney and
Yeah,
Marvel. I'm
that's
pretty
what I'm
sure he can
saying.
do. I'm pretty sure he can do more than retire. He can
Yeah,
retire.
like
He can retire families.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If you like playing Mr. Fantastic, knowing especially them doing Secret Wars and how deep he's going to be involved. I mean, whatever person they bring in
But
is
Krasinski has expressed so much interest that I think he would be willing to do all that and commit for all that long without a problem. I mean, we would have a less problem with him than we have with Robert Downey, because I'm pretty sure they killed off Robert Downey because they were trying to paying him $40 million a movie. I don't think Krasinski's ever going to start asking for $40 million per movie.
I don't know. When he realizes how much they're making off his back, he might, man.
I don't think Mr. Fantastic will ever be that popular.
See, and that's the thing. I don't necessarily think that Mr. Fantastic will, but I do certainly think that they could make the Fantastic Four that popular. And real the quick, force is always up. Yeah, check out the Chosen World. Sorry. Go ahead. Couldn't help myself.
Bro, Mr. Fantastic is a very smart Stretch Armstrong.
You know what? You know who I'd love to see Krasinski come back at? Like, because they say they're going to do alternate, or they're going to do the multiverse, and everybody's going to look different. I think because then they said also, I heard that the Doctor Strange film, that's supposed to be more representation of the ultimate universe, the universe they showed that had the Illuminati in it. I would love to see Krasinski come back as oh God, the name's gonna escape me. I can't remember what they called him in the Ultimate Universe when he turned. Um,
Oh, you're
the
talking about evil freaking Mr.
Evil Reed
Fantastic?
Richards. Yeah, when they came
Yeah.
back as Evil Reed Richards. I think he would be a
Oh,
far more interesting Evil Reed Richards, especially if you look. They
Oh,
set it up.
the one with the helmet.
Yeah, that's got a messed up face. Yeah,
the
he literally just
Maker.
got ripped apart. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Maker.
his name's the
Thank
Maker.
you, Hardaway. Because he literally just got shredded by the Scarlet Witch. So let's say he puts himself back together. His face is a little messed up. Now he wears a mask. I think
Was it the
Krasinski would
Scarlet
make
Witch or was it Magneto?
it was Scarlet Witch in the movie.
No,
I'm
no, but
telling you, man, that
Doctor Strange.
no,
that
in the ultimate universe, it was Magneto who basically killed
I think it
everybody.
was. Yeah. In the Ultimate Universe, I think it was Magneto, and I think he was the one that messed up Reed Richards. I'm trying to remember exactly what the event was that caused Richards to turn. I honestly can't remember off the top. I'm sure
Yeah, I can't
somebody.
remember either. I know it was basically Magneto that basically like drowned that universe, but I forgot. It's been a while since I read that.
Yeah. But I just think that he would make a better maker than he would the good Fantastic Four. I would like to, and I would also like to see them bring in a slightly younger cast. I don't think you need the Fantastic
I
Four.
don't think of Mr. Fantastic as young ever. Remember,
Eh,
he has gray hair
I
from
would
day
yeah.
agree
one.
with that. But if you think about the Ultimate Universe, man, they brought them in very, very young, and they
Yeah, they
showed a
did,
young
but
Fantastic Four.
but
And
the
I'm not
ultimate
saying like
you think the Ultimate Universe Fantastic Four ever worked that well? I never liked them that much because of that.
I mean the Ultimate Universe for me was always kind of hit and miss, like in its whole entirety. Um, but I
On,
think they've done a lot of things like that. Like very few of the universes that Marvel created were total like, oh, I loved it. Like the Age of Apocalypse, I can't think of a thing about the Age of Apocalypse that I'm not a fan of. I that's the
you like the stories that came afterwards?
everything that I have had the time and chance and had in my hands to read so far, yeah, pretty much. I've been a fan as far as how they had Wolverine turn in, and yeah, no, I think it's all been good, and I think it's been well done.
I hated that Wolverine turned into Apocalypse crap. I'm not. You just reminded me of it. You reminded me of
I
that horrible story.
See, I thought it was interesting though because it was essentially the fact that he couldn't have Jean Grey that drove him to that point. So you finally seen him in that moment where it was like, and it made him, and he lost it because it's like, look, you understand what I did to make sure you lived? It's like, oh well, I still love Scott. Well, Scott's an asshole, okay,
I think it's more.
especially in the age of apocalypse.
I think that was more Wolverine propaganda. I'm not a Wolverine.
I don't.
You read. I'm not a Wolverine fan either.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's get to
Hey,
that. Out of all characters, how are you not a fan of Wolverine? Because that is legitimately one of
Okay,
the most.
my honest answer to you. As a kid, I didn't like him because all my friends liked him. So that's why I went towards Archangel. Archangel was my favorite. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Honestly, I started reading like some of his solo stories, like the one where he went to Japan and stuff like that, and I started appreciating the character.
when he was
But then,
patched.
with that one, and when he fought the hand, and when he fought I started appreciating the character. But then I started hating him immensely again, like in the last like 10, 15 years when he became too popular, and Marvel started writing stories like him becoming Apocalypse and being the most like it was just stuff that Wolverine was not capable of, but yet because he was the most popular character in Marvel, they used to make it so. Like Wolverine can't kill all the X-Men. Wolverine can't beat certain people, but yet they would make it so just to please all his fans and all that
Now,
stuff.
can I say to the end of what you just said? I'm a firm believer in what Stan Lee said. Who can win? Who can win what fight is all dictated by who's writing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just too unbelievable, like Batman beating Superman.
Oh no,
No
bro,
matter
that's
what,
so believable.
no matter what situation, no matter what situation, Batman can't beat Superman. So any
except
writing, any writing that makes it so, it's bad writing.
Now, why do you say he couldn't? Though? All he would need is a pair of kryptonite gloves.
Not really, because we've seen. Let's say that last piece of crap movie, the one where they fight each other.
Oh. Okay,
Okay,
I thought you were talking about.
Even in that movie, let's use that movie as an example. Batman supposedly beats Superman using kryptonite, right? But yet the same kryptonite poison Superman still is the one that beats Doomsday. So you can beat Doomsday with kryptonite poison, but you can't beat Batman. We've seen Superman lift an island the size of Manhattan.
That's the part of that movie I hate.
While he's poisoned with kryptonite.
All right. See, the thing is if you
God,
go off the, this is why I don't watch any DC movies. Sorry, DC.
But
But
in the comics it's even worse because in the comics he's even stronger.
all right. See, the thing is all right. I absolutely loathe Superman. Like that is my most hated character, and I can name 1,000 characters that will dog walk Superman any day, and Batman is definitely one of them.
That's because you're one of the people think Goku can beat him.
Bro, that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. I'm sorry. Superman is trash. Superman is absolute trash.
I need to know.
Jason, I can name one person right now, one person with barely any superpowers that will dog walk Superman. One word. And she would only need one word. Zatanna. There's nothing.
Because he's magic. For I just say Black Adam.
Black Adam has dog walked Superman.
What you gotta understand about it, just because that's his weakness, he is still, even when he's weak against something, he is still like way stronger than anybody else.
No, that's not true.
Christian,
that's
Paul,
that's far from true, bro.
No. Hold on, Hardaway, Paul. I have to know because it's something that we've said on past interviews as far as bringing up. Oh, look, Goku can beat them all, right? Why is it specifically you think Superman would hand Goku his own ass? Because Superman feel that.
Because Superman is Superman.
So do you not think there are characters that would just hand Superman his?
Eventually, Superman win.
No, actually, Spectre beat him. Brainiac beat him. There's multiple universes. Flash is beating him.
Eventually, Superman wins, right?
No.
Yes, he does. Every single character you just mentioned, I seen him beat every single one of those characters. When it comes down to it, every single one you just mentioned. Black Adam also was very magical and very strong, almost as strong as Superman, or just as strong. And he has magic, which is his weakness, one of his weaknesses.
Can I say on a totally different note, I do look forward to that. There's not many DC films that I've really looked forward to, Christian, but I do think Black Adam looks like it could be phenomenal. I really do.
See
I
here,
mean, I may be wrong with that.
just like Unknown said. Here's the thing. Just like Unknown said, and DC has this thing that they quoted. All right, this is what they flat out said. Superman has whatever power he needs to win, and they will make him and write him to win anything. It doesn't matter if the person's actually stronger. It doesn't matter if they're tactically better because Zod is 1,000 times better in every aspect. The only reason why Superman wins is because that's their personal flyboy. He's trash, bro. He's trash.
All right, well, let's go.
You can say that what you just said is actually Batman.
Yeah, that's what. Look. Thank you for the segue, Christian, because that's what I want to get to. Is there real flyboy? Because let's be real honest. If DC is ever truly banked on any one character, it's Batman. Because Batman has been more known than Superman, in my opinion, on a larger basis for at least the past 20 years.
In the last like 25 years, Batman has taken over as the most popular character.
Yeah, I mean, before that, it was Superman. Even though you still had the OG Batman series, Christopher Reeves and Superman, I think that was more prominent. But the second Tim Burton did what he did, Batman became a far more prominent character. That's why he's had 20 freaking Robins, and there's Nightwing, and this and that. Shout out to Grayson. Look his ass up, man. That's a GR3YS0M. But that's a whole different point altogether, right? Also coming up on the Chosen World. Dope-ass nerdcore artist. But I'm curious, man, why you have Batman as your least favorite character. Because I'm telling you,
same reason.
Why?
Same reason. It's like I don't like it because when you like a character, then when the writers start writing them inappropriately or incorrectly, I should say, just to satisfy their fans, that always makes me dislike a character.
All right, look.
So if Batman is written correctly, I would probably like him. Same as Wolverine.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Hardaway. It was Ariel Mendel that gave us that story, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right. And I'm actually not gonna make y'all go watch episode 3 of the questionnaire, though you should. Mendel was an excellent interview, man. I appreciate him greatly. Go pick up that new Evil Ernie he just did, as well as he did the cover for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles dropping soon, or it might have already dropped. I know the graphic for Evil that he did is getting ready to drop. But he brought up and stated the most interesting Batman story that's never been written that I would love to see, right? That being, as opposed to Batman being this good guy, he's in Arkham. He's completely deranged. The guards are the villains that he's picturing, and these are the people that he's beating the absolute crap out of. He's just nuts because he watched his parents get shot right in front of him at a young age. What's your opinion on that take?
I mean, I've always thought he's just a crazy billionaire, so it makes sense.
Wouldn't it be better if you were like, oh wow, he really is crazy. He's in Arkham.
He is crazy though. But he is crazy though.
But imagine him being in Arkham and realizing like the Joker is the guard. It's not the Joker.
I'd read that.
That's exactly what I told Ariel. Yo, we need to get into some of your work though, man. We have not done that at bloody all. Right? It's been a pleasure though, and a hell of a conversation. Forever Night?
Yes. That's my personal book. It's basically about a group of childhood friends that as they grow up they become thieves. Professional thieves, right? And then something happens that they basically get a job. They get offered a job by a shady priest. But during attempting that job, it's basically they're trying to recover a holy relic. They all end up getting killed. But the church, which is what they were basically working for, the Vatican, ends up reviving them. through, mystical means. But as a result and a mistake, they all basically turn into Soul Reavers.
Oh.
So as Soul Reavers,
How far are
Reavers.
Well, how far are you into that book, man?
Oh, I'm only one issue in, and I haven't released it.
Okay. Because I know we had a brief discussion, but I wasn't sure exactly what. As far as you, it's been crazy lining up this questionnaire, bro. It has, but it's been a pleasure with everyone we spoke to. But proceed. Sorry.
So basically, after that, they just end up working for the church for a while, like recovering stolen artifacts and stuff like that, and hunting other creatures, like anything from demons to werewolves to vampires to stuff like that, occult type stuff, and just using their powers and stuff as that.
Hell yeah. No, dude, that sounds dope. I look for. Are you running a Kickstarter for that?
I'm not sure if I'm going to Kickstarter way, because my opinion about Kickstarter is I don't like the people use Kickstarter, and then the second issue they got to use Kickstarter again. So if I do it, it might be.
Hey man, I think Kickstarter is a great thing because I mean, if you can use it and you can know that the people that are there are fans, even if you've got to do it for issue 2, issue 3, issue 5, issue 10, man, I don't rightly think that's a bad thing because at least then you know.
But doesn't that mean that your book is just not selling?
No, it means that you're using a Kickstart to make sure you have the money to print it.
Yeah, but after the first one, my opinion is after the first one, it should be paying for itself if it's being successful.
Dude, some of the printing costs I've been told.
I know. It's very expensive. Yeah. I've been going through that stuff myself.
Yeah,
that's what I said. My opinion is mixed. My opinion is mixed, and that's the way I'm going to go.
Yeah, that's
I really want to do it. I want to do it digitally. I want to do it digitally. I want to have my own site so people can come and read it there. And if anything, pay a fee, a monthly fee maybe.
I know Hardaway would be down with that. He's all down with the webtoons, man. I know, and the web comics and me. I really prefer graphic. But can I just say, man, real quick, Boone. Sorry, I love the tick, but really, that's an unacceptable.
I didn't expect that answer either.
Unacceptable answer for Chinese, bro. What in the holy hell was that crap? But I just had to say real quick, spoon, because I love some tick.
I thought the same thing. I really did. I didn't think he was going to take that from me, but he did.
I love the tick, bro. That is a phenomenal character. But that's, again, I digress way too much, man. I do. I digress way too much. And it's been a pleasure. Hardaway, you got anything on the board?
No, we pretty much covered everything.
Man.
Oh.
Right.
How do you not like cilantro?
I don't know. It's just something about the smell of it. And I just hate it as a seasoning. Everything is just whatever's in. I like it. It makes everything taste like soup.
Okay. I love cilantro and onions on my tacos, though. Just so you know, my favorite combo is sky blue and pink too. That is a clutch combo, and if you add a touch of purple in there, it's like
I don't know. I know he's familiar with my work, but if you look at my work, because I also color most of my work, you'll see it a lot.
Hell yeah. And hey, man, firstly, Naruto is way too long, but Street Fighter has continued that long and is actually a good series. But the movie,
I'm not a Street Fighter. I'm a Street Fighter god. Like I used to consider myself the MJ of Street Fighter, but I still currently play it. Like I'm waiting for Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, remind me to never, ever play you in that, man. And I want to let everybody know, look, they can check you out in all the links I got listed below, as well as your DeviantArt. But I got one last question I want to ask before we cut this bit of the quest and get to a different quest at a later point in time. But it has been a pleasure, Christian. But I'm curious, what's it like getting hired by Upper Deck and such, and working with characters that are very prominent characters like that, and just getting to put your own twist for cards and such?
Well, Upper Deck. The best thing about working with them and in the sketch card industry was getting to draw almost every. I've literally drawn every single character that I can think of in DC and Marvel.
Whew.
But I don't want to say nothing bad about that business. They basically treat people like slaves. They sketch card artists. We work for the. I left that business. I left that business in 2017. But the wages they get paid is unacceptable. That's all I gotta say. And if people knew the wages they get paid, they probably wouldn't be happy with it easy. But they make us sign NDAs and stuff like that we can't even really speak about our.
Don't get yourself in trouble. Hey, don't get yourself in trouble, bro.
I left them a long time ago. They can't do that to me. But
all right. Well, look, I'm not cool with hearing that. Like that kind of sucks to hear from me personally.
That is a bad ending.
Yeah, that's a whatever, Hardaway. You got something so we can end on more of an.
I actually do.
Yeah,
I actually do.
I didn't think it was going to go that way. My bad.
Nor did I. But I actually do. If you had the chance to work with any villain and do a different type of arc with them, tell them their side, whatever, their origin, whatever. Which villain would you work with?
If it was to change him a little, or if it's because I don't know, I already told you
to put your twist on it. To put your twist on that villain, be it if that villain ends up becoming an anti-hero, more psychotic, more human, whatever. What would your spin and which character would you choose?
I gotta think about this one because Magneto's perfect the way he is, so I ain't fucking with him. So
I believe you're the second person to have said that on the show,
Yes,
and we're only at episode 8, and one of them you can't even see episode 1, so that's funnier than hell.
So I probably mess with Doomsday.
Oh, nice. Hey, we're gonna throw one more last question in, and we are gonna wrap it up, man. But I want to know. Let's say you're working on a comic, right? Right? As a writer, what we're gonna have. This is gonna be a 2-parter. As a writer, right? Who would you want to pick as your artist if you could just pick anyone out of the industry? No one dead.
Myself.
All right. So flip it. Is there a writer you would love to do art for?
Chris Claremont.
Oh, nice.
There wasn't even a hesitation.
That was such a quick answer. Look,
because you should have asked me for. I write out of necessity, but I'm an artist. I'm a comic artist. So when you ask me comic artist, it's different. But I really don't consider myself a writer. I just do it out of necessity.
All right.
Like I would never tell somebody I'm a writer. I'm not that good enough at writing to say that. But I'm definitely a comic book artist.
Yeah, your art is phenomenal. If you've been watching this on YouTube, I know you've seen pieces of it here and there flashing up as I do what I do, because that's how we do over here on the Questionnaire. We're trying to send y'all on a quest and let you know comic books are important to the world, right? They are, because look, they cause literacy. Understand that. They increase the intelligence of the individuals that read them.
Yeah, I am myself. I'm living proof.
Even if it's something as crazy as this, they all help. Remember that. This has been the Questionnaire, episode 8, which I'm pretty sure on the last episode I said we was on episode 6, but really it was episode 7. But we're missing that episode, so I dipped it up. But whatever. This is episode 8. I want to know if you've enjoyed Cristian Santos, man. Look, you can go ahead and send him what was it? Hold on. I didn't have this shit pulled up goddamn properly, and that's annoying the hell out of me, right? What you do, is you send him a triangle, right, of that Millennium Falcon, that Cobra Blackbird, and even that Cobra Pterodome, right? Send him a little triangle of that, right? man, if you don't like him,
Give him a
like
stop
if
sign.
you just no, if you've just been rightly annoyed by this, right, so much, I want you to send him a sleep paralysis demon that's just making him watch Natural Born Killers like an asshole. I am the unknown factor, aka the Wade Wilson hip hop.
And I'm Jay D-Day Hardaway. The
God damn, bro,
doomsday
you
of
want
hip
to make
hop.
me like you put way too much of a pause there, Hardaway. I'm gonna have to
That's
like,
because you
man, I
went
don't.
out. You cut out. You were like the right of hip hop.
Well, whatever. I'm the unknown factor, the Wade Wilson of hip hop. Look. I'm gonna tell you right now, Christian. You like hip hop? Make sure you check out Chosen World as well. We got all kind of dopeness over there with the 144 chosen for you. So many things going through. The co-host is my brother, Mistah DKB. I got to do a little cross promo on the podcast. But again, if you didn't like him, send him a sleep paralysis demon. If you liked him, send him like a new Millennium Falcon, an old Millennium Falcon. I don't know, and box it in a triangle because that would be hilarious.
Look,
What?
Cobra was my shit back in the day. Like everybody loved GI
Oh,
Joe, but Cobra was my team, man.
And
Like,
Decepticons too, right? I was a yep.
yeah!
Beside
I liked
beside
a
beside
few. I liked a few Autobots. There's a few Autobots where I was like, dude.
besides Optimus Prime. Besides Optimus Prime, I only like Decepticons.
Oh, I like Roadblock. I didn't even care for Optimus Prime. I like Roadblock. That was my dude. Just
whatever.
because
Soundwave. Soundwave is the coolest because he's got cassettes that come out of him, and then we'll go and dick
Decepticon.
your whole world
No,
up,
see, that's the
right?
point. Decepticon.
Decepticon, yeah.
They were
Oh,
wrong,
well,
bro.
fair enough.
Dude,
Yeah. Hey, but look, stop
Megatron was a
Decepticoning me,
cannon.
man. I thought, look, stop Decepticoning me. I thought you said you needed to get some sleep, fool. Check it out, right? And this has been a dope interview. But before we go, Christian, can I just get you to be like, yo, this is Cristian Santos. Make sure you're checking out the questionnaire every Wednesday at noon.
This is Cristian Santos. Make sure you check out the questionnaire every Wednesdays at noon.
Yeah, and it's been a pleasure, man. I assure you. Well, this would be rocking. If you want to check out more Christian's work, just click on the links below on the YouTube. If you're not on the YouTube and you're on the Spotify, they're actually there too. I figured that out recently. And like, subscribe, click that little bell so you can keep up with the quest. Have a good night, y'all.
Peace.